Yesterday, SAI News had a clear theme. AI is becoming less about one clever answer and more about the systems around it. Search, ownership, safety, and regulation are now part of the main story. OpenAI made ChatGPT easier to search across your own work. NVIDIA pushed the case for open, customizable enterprise models. And Google DeepMind's Demis Hassabis called for a US-led standards body to test the most powerful frontier AI models before release. Let's start with the most immediately useful update. OpenAI's ChatGPT release notes for July 14th say search across chats, projects, images, and files is now supercharged. The simple version, ChatGPT is getting better at finding your own previous work. OpenAI says users can search from the ChatGPT sidebar, filter by content type, and jump directly into the relevant chat, project, image, or document. What is confirmed is the OpenAI Help Center release note dated July 14th. OpenAI says the feature is on web, iOS, and Android, and that it is available globally on all ChatGPT plans. That matters because AI tools are turning into workspaces. If you only use ChatGPT for one-off questions, search is convenient. But if you use it for coding, research, writing, documents, or recurring projects, your history quickly becomes valuable. The tool is no longer just generating text. It is also organizing the context around your work. Why it matters? For ordinary users, this is practical. You can recover an old conversation, find a file, or return to a project without remembering exactly where it lives. For professionals, it makes ChatGPT feel more like a productivity system than a disposable chat window. It is available now according to OpenAI, and the release note says all ChatGPT plans globally. OpenAI did not frame this as a separate paid add-on. Next, NVIDIA published a Nemetron Labs post arguing that open models give enterprises and nations more trust, control, and customization. NVIDIA's position is that companies do not just need access to powerful AI. They need models they can inspect, tune, evaluate, and adapt to their own domain. The post focuses on Nemetron, NVIDIA's open model family, and gives examples across healthcare, legal work, enterprise search, computer use agents, and national language AI. Some of the numbers in NVIDIA's post are company or partner claims, including cost and performance comparisons. Those are useful signals, but they should not be treated as independent benchmark conclusions unless tested by neutral parties. The bigger point is still important. Enterprise AI is splitting into two tracks. Closed frontier models are useful for general intelligence and high-end reasoning. Open models are attractive when a company wants control, lower latency, private evaluation, or cheaper specialized deployment. Why it matters? This affects developers and business users because model choice is becoming a strategy decision. Do you rent intelligence from a closed API, or do you own more of the model stack? A bank, hospital, law firm, or government agency may care less about winning a public chatbot benchmark and more about auditability, privacy, cost, and domain-specific accuracy. For viewers, the takeaway is simple. Open models are not just hobbyist tools anymore. They are becoming part of the enterprise AI stack. The biggest story is from Google DeepMind CEO Demis Hassabis. On July 14th, Hassabis published an essay titled A Framework for Frontier AI and the Dawning of a New Age. He argues that artificial general intelligence may be only a few years away, and that society needs a more serious framework for testing frontier AI models before they are released. His proposal is for a US-led standards body, modeled partly on a federally overseen public-private partnership or self-regulatory organization. According to the essay, the body would develop assessment protocols, work with federal agencies and U.S. national labs, and test models for high-risk capabilities. The areas he names include cybersecurity, biological threats, deception, and agentic behavior that tries to bypass safeguards. The Verge separately reported on the proposal the same day and described it as a global AI watchdog led by the United States. Why it matters? This matters because AI regulation often gets stuck between two extremes: move fast and trust companies, or slow everything down without a technical plan. Hassabis is proposing something more specific: technical evaluations, held-out tests, model cards, cybersecurity expectations, and a path from voluntary review toward formal requirements. If anything like this becomes real, it could affect OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Anthropic, Meta, xAI, Mistral, and open-source model developers. It could also shape whether powerful models can be deployed quickly, delayed, or required to pass new safety checks. There is uncertainty here. This is a proposal, not a law. It has not been adopted by the U.S. government. But because it comes from the CEO of Google DeepMind, and because it gives a concrete institutional design, it deserves attention. The pattern from yesterday is that AI is becoming infrastructure. OpenAI is improving how people manage their AI workspace. NVIDIA is arguing for enterprise ownership and customization. DeepMind is pushing for institutions that can test frontier systems before they reach the public. The headline is not just that AI is getting smarter. It is that AI is getting embedded into work, business strategy, and public policy. Which story do you think will have the biggest impact? Better ChatGPT search, open enterprise models, or a frontier AI watchdog? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe for your daily AI